Karl.
Tom.
Feels like we've been here before.
Well, we have.
We have, and we'll tell everybody about that shortly. But this is episode number one.
Uno.
The first of many.
We'll see.
But Karl, what is a podcast?
Two people or more talking and having fun.
Yep.
And sharing knowledge on shit they don't know about.
Good.
Yep.
That's perfect. That's
there
perfect. Let's
use that as the trailer.
Let's roll the titles. So, Karl.
Yes, mate.
It's been quite public by the fact that we're both in Awkward Turkey t-shirts that it's not called the third wheel.
Not anymore.
Which is what we said it was going to be called.
Correct.
Explain why.
Well, I had this brilliant idea. Like, man, I have many brilliant ideas. Yeah. But this was just one of them. And I remember you ringing me up and going, "That is brilliant."
I did.
That was brilliant, Karl. God, it's another brilliant idea. And I
said, was to call it the third wheel.
Yes.
Yeah. Sure.
Mm-hmm. Because I just thought it's it's gonna make people very uncomfortable that there's only two of us.
Yeah.
And it's called the third wheel.
Brilliant.
2,
if we have a guest,
they become the third wheel.
They become the third wheel.
Eh?
That's right, yeah. It works on lots of different levels.
I'm layered.
It means that people have to spend time with you for more than once to work out that you're funny.
Well,
So anyway, I did a bit of research.
You did?
Far too late in the day, and I worked out that the Third Wheel podcast...
Yeah, after you'd made the logo...
Oh, yeah.
I'd made the jingle.
You'd made the jingle. I'd made the logo. Mugs were on the way.
Yeah, kind of. In a way.
Maybe. Yeah.
We'd already filmed the podcast.
And then we realised we can't call it the Third Wheel. Not happening, because... There is I believe it's predominantly religious and about sort of...
They would have forgiven us, I'm sure.
I believe so. That is the message old JC sends out to everybody.
We could have done it and they would have just forgiven us. So why the f*** aren't we doing it?
I don't know. But essentially...
Welcome to the Third Wheel podcast.
This is not the Third Wheel.
Let me take this off.
It's not the Third Wheel podcast. It's the Awkward Turkey podcast.
Yes.
And that leads me to point number... DOS?
No, D.
D.
Yeah.
And why is it called the Awkward Turkey podcast?
You tell him.
Right, I will tell him. For anybody that doesn't know, when me and Karl did the Saturday night show that was on my Facebook and stuff before this.
Plugging it already.
Not plugging it already. All episodes are still available on Catch Up. When we did that show, we'd actually never really been in the same room. Well, we'd done a gig at the beginning of the year. Yeah. I think you'd supported me.
That's wrong.
Did you? Who played first?
You.
No.
You did. You went on, then I went on. Genuinely. Granted, you went back on.
Right, yeah.
But I was in the car, gone by that point. I didn't stick around. I'd watched your first set. I was like, I've had enough.
That's backfired.
Yeah, that genuinely happened.
You did. We did go on first.
You went on first.
So there was
I love that. So that's brilliant.
There was a gig.
That's the clip for Instagram, my friend.
There's a gig that happened at the beginning of the year.
Karl and February.
Yeah. I'm doing the edit, so I'll just take that bit out where it made me look like an idiot.
Damn it.
I won't.
Okay.
I'll leave it in. I love it.
Too much work.
Yeah. Damn it. So we did that gig, but we pretty much shared the same room for about 2 hours, but that was about it, really.
I met your bandmates.
You did meet my bandmates.
Yeah, that was fun. No, it was.
Yeah.
I'm not. That wasn't a, like.
No, I thought
that wasn't a funny fact. They were really nice. Yeah.
Good.
One of them told me about his oven cleaning.
Did tell you about that? Yeah.
Yeah, and you said he tells everyone.
He does. He does.
Yeah. He's a magician, and he tells everyone how he cleaned his oven, just like that.
Just like that. But we pull his handkerchief out. Yeah. So we essentially, the point is, we'd not really been in the same room as each other or spoken, and then we did the Saturday show together where you rang me sort of 2 weeks in and you were like, Tom, I've got to do this show. This show's fantastic, Tom. Can I be on it? And I said, Karl, you can. And you were on it, sort of give or take every other week.
Mate, that never happened.
You did ring me up and say you want to do the show.
I rang you up and you were like, you should sing. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. I got nothing else to do. We're all unemployed. In fact, I worked more in lockdown writing songs for myself and my band and other people than
Do you know what
I did the whole really of last year.
Do you know what I think's really amusing is that when everybody was out of work and not doing anything, it was dead easy to put that show together.
Yeah.
I sent a text out last week and went, guys, fancy doing a little special?
Christmas special?
Nobody responded.
Did I?
They did.
Oh, okay.
I rang you and you said you would do it.
As long as it coincides with the same day that I'm doing this, so I don't have to put more effort
That's
into
true.
it.
And you also said that you won't dress up and you won't
and
be
I won't
in
do
the
the
end
end of song, no. Mate, I couldn't finish the end songs last time. It was just too long. It just went on and on.
So.
Yeah.
Why is it called Awkward Turkey?
Well, tell them.
I'm trying to tell them.
Okay, sorry.
We did a gig,
yeah,
but we didn't really talk. Yeah. And then you ended up doing the show, which meant we talked pretty much for 5 months straight.
Yeah.
And then when the show finished, I said, Carl, I've had this idea. I'd like to do a podcast.
He's
you were like,
it already, yeah.
What a great idea. We decided to call it The Third Wheel. We didn't. We thought we'll call it The Awkward Turkey because when we met for the first time after lockdown,
I went in for the fist bump because I'm young.
You're young and cool. Yeah. You're about 10 minutes younger than me.
Lies.
Then I sort of went in for like a handshake, hug type thing, and it's sort of
social distance, mate.
It was really
fist
awkward.
Bump. Yeah.
So we Googled, what's it called?
And it's called The Awkward Turkey.
It is that greeting where one person greets in one way and one person greets in the other. So we were like, what a great name.
Where the youth meet the old.
Don't make people think I'm old. Somebody came to a gig the other day and thought I was 26.
Do you remember when I wrote on you, I was like, constant, happy 40th, mate, have a great one. And people were like, I didn't think he was 40. Happy 40th, Tom.
I had on my birthday.
I trolled you amazingly.
On my birthday, you put, was it on your Instagram?
Yeah.
You put something on your Instagram that said happy 40th to me.
But I did a video message.
But it was super subtle, I thought. It was super subtle, the way that you did it.
Yes, well,
because you didn't over-egg the fact I was 40.
Exactly.
But everybody then was sending me messages going,
happy 40th, mate.
God, you look great for your age.
Yeah. Congratulations on being 40. Have a great one. Sorry I can't be there at the party that you invited me to last minute. Sorry I can't be there.
I didn't think you'd want to come. I felt so bad about that.
It was when your mum rang me. That was the kicker.
I felt really, really bad about it.
Yeah, I know you did. But I didn't help because when you called me, I looked at Claire and I was like, oh, he definitely feels bad. Ignore.
So to fill people in on that, it was my birthday this year, as it is every year.
Still got his cards up.
I took him down. I took him down after we'd filmed the first 5 episodes. But my birthday this year, I invited Carl to my party. It wasn't a party; it was a barbecue.
It was a social distancing outdoor barbecue.
That's correct. And I just thought, Carl's not going to want to drive the best part of 4 hours.
No.
To have a couple of
Lyndon
McCartney sausages and then be on his sweet merry way.
Correct.
However, I left it till very late to tell Carl that's what I was doing. And you caught me on the back foot, and I thought I'd actually offended you by not inviting you.
Which I loved.
Yeah.
Because anywhere that there's a little bit of trouble, I'm normally at the back going, this is trouble. This pillow represents trouble. Yeah. And this is me. Ready? Pretty much my life.
That is a visual gag for our audio listeners.
Yeah. But yeah, apologies about that.
It worked, yeah. Catch it on YouTube. Yeah. It's dead easy.
There you go.
And I thought I'd really, really offended you.
Yeah.
So I spent most of the day sort of texting you saying, I'm so sorry I didn't invite you, and then calling you, to which you were sending me straight to voicemail.
Yeah.
And I actually thought for like a little bit of time that I'd really, really upset you.
Yeah, then you got to know me and you were like, I wish I hadn't invited the prick anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, pretty much it. Yeah. So it's called The Awkward Turkey. It's not called The Third Wheel.
Correct.
And we're going to talk about a different thing or a different topic every single week.
And we're going to drop them every Sunday at this time, 7 o'clock.
Well, 10 past 7 now.
10 past 7 now. But it was 7
but
o'clock.
It was 7 o'clock.
When we dropped it.
It was.
Just waffled for a little bit.
Now, it's the first episode.
Yes.
And you had a brilliant idea, which I will talk about in a moment on your book. But
yeah, I wrote it down in my idea book. It's getting pretty full.
And it is for people that right from the off
yes
would like to get
come in at the ground level, basically.
Yeah. and be a patron.
Be a patron of our podcast. Be a podcast patron.
A PP.
Pick up a patrony podcast.
But Carl, just for example, we'll do a little bit of role play.
Yeah, okay.
Not that kind of role play, but
please don't. No, okay. Yeah, go on. You're already wearing an earring. I can see. You got a nice little earring you got in there.
I popped it in for the podcast. I've got a dangly one down there. I sometimes pop in when I'm doing shows.
Like a pirate.
Like a slightly
like
ambiguous...
a Johnny Depp want to be.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
I did a play when I was 18, 17, and I had long hair. And one of the reviewers for like the local paper, it wasn't like a big review, likened me to a young Johnny Depp, and I've been clinging onto that for my entire life.
I refuse to believe that because Johnny Depp and you were about the same age.
Johnny Depp is 50. How old is Johnny Depp? We can't Google it because our phones are being used for this.
Yeah, no, Johnny Depp's been around forever.
He was
a kid actor, wasn't he?
For the record, you do like having a go. Number one, my height, which we've discussed. I'm way taller.
You are tallish, but also not as tall as you tell. Like is it an IMDb you've got?
My IMDb has me down at 6'1".
Lies. No chance, mate.
Has me down at 6'1".
You're 6'1" if you're standing on someone who's 6 foot.
No. I'm 6'1" in like Chelsea boots with a quiff.
You go.
That's fair.
Don't see many of those. You can
still get them. You can still get them. So going back to the podcast patron.
Yes.
It was your idea, and I think it's a really, really good idea for people who do want to, like you say, get in at the ground level and be a part of it.
Yeah.
What do they get?
Well, we were trying to think of what would be a fair price to come in.
Because, by the way, doing podcasts...
It's free.
It's free.
So you don't have to be a patron.
No, this will always be free. It will always be...
it. But if you do become a patron, what can we give back to you to say thank you? And because you are helping us out, essentially.
Definitely. We haven't been to work for 7 months.
We haven't worked for 7 months. Plus, also, it enables us to be able to develop the podcast and get
definitely
better things on it and more guests, and enables us to be able to do the podcast basically.
So in your
oh god, didn't want your table, did you, mate? There's a little bit of fear in your face there, gone a little bit redder.
I'll just appear again really, really red.
Okay, and there he is.
So
go on, sell it to the public.
Well,
sell it to Joe.
What we wanted to do, who's Joe?
Joe Public.
Oh, okay.
There you go, mate.
What we wanted to do, or what Carl wanted to do, and I completely agree, which I think is a great
idea.
idea.
Stop putting it on me. We talked about it. You were into it.
It's a great idea.
Let's go.
It's a great idea. So, what you get for becoming an Awkward Turkey podcast patron, that isn't a mouthful.
Hopefully, the pop shield on here stops it from going papa people.
I must thank you for bringing these. When did the coloured ones arrive?
They haven't.
Excellent. So you get yourself, by becoming a patron.
Yes.
You get yourself an Awkward Turkey mug.
But everybody needs a mug.
Everyone needs a mug.
Yeah.
This is going to have Awkward Turkey on it.
You don't get Tom. He's a mug, but you don't get him.
You get all of the month's episodes. So everyone else who listens to this or watches this, they come out once a week. If you're a patron, you get all 4 sent to your inbox at the beginning of the month, so you can binge listen to all of them.
Correct, sir.
That happens.
You get a private link.
Yeah, private link. So you get to listen to them before everybody
for 12
else.
Months.
Yeah, for 12 months. For whole 12 months. Of course you do. Why would you not want it? Mug. Listen to everything first for 12 months. You get signed and numbered personalised card. What's that, Carl?
It's a card.
Yeah.
And it's signed.
Yeah.
And it's personalised.
Will it have one of your doodles in it?
Probably not.
No.
And it'll also be numbered.
Yeah, of course. So
no, but everybody who becomes a patron will get a number, and
we send you a thank you card.
Yes,
that's essentially what we do. We send you a thank you card. And a personalised video from me.
They get it. Yeah.
Which I think is pretty good. So it's a 12-month thing.
Yes.
12 month.
You pay a one-off price for 12 months.
And what is that one-off price, Carl?
$29.99.
Excellent.
Now the reason it is $29.99 is because it's not too expensive.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost us to make some of the stuff.
It's gonna cost
send
us
out.
a bomb.
And you're helping out.
I think
Essentially,
so, yeah.
what you're doing is you are helping us make this podcast.
Definitely.
So thank you to our patrons, because there will be, by the time this goes up, there will be a bunch.
They definitely will. They also get their name at the end of the
end of the
show.
show. Correct.
So just to recap, you get yourself an awkward turkey mug.
Yes.
You get the podcast delivered to your inbox before anybody else.
Yeah.
And you get to listen
For
to
a
the whole
month.
month. The whole month.
But you get that for a year.
Yeah. All of this is for a year.
Yeah.
All of it's for a year.
Yeah. I mean, you don't get a mug a month for a year. You get one mug.
Imagine if you
for
did.
a year.
Imagine if you did. Should we do that?
No, mate. Because then we'd have to charge them £400.
So you get the mug. You get all 4 episodes delivered to your inbox every single month.
Yes.
Before anybody else. And you can binge watch them,
else.
whereas everybody else has got to wait week to
listen
week.
them. Yeah.
You get a signed and numbered, personalised card from you and I that you have said you will not do a doodle in because you make far too much money doing that elsewhere. And a personalised video from me and Carl saying thank you very much for your support.
Or pick one of us if you want. Don't have to be from the two of us.
Don't make them pick favourites.
Yeah, if they want.
No, you can't make them pick favourites.
Yeah, because, maybe they just want you in it, mate. Unlikely, but...
It is unlikely. It's massively unlikely.
Little Welsh Carl!
Right, so that's happening. That's the patron thing.
Yes.
And by the time this goes out, hopefully there will be some patrons already involved.
So we'd already like to say thank you to our patrons.
Thank you very much. At the moment, at the time of filming this, we don't know who you are, but thank you very much.
We love you.
All that stuff is on its way to you. And obviously, everybody else, we understand.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough at the moment. So this is always going to be free.
Yeah.
Always
But
going to be free.
you only get the one a week.
One episode a week, which is, some
And
people
no
might
mug.
say, and no mug.
So if you don't want to be a mug, buy you one.
Excellent.
Take that out.
So, Carl, okay.
Worst gigs. Go.
I've
had some shockers.
I bet you have.
I've had some amazing gigs and some lovely people. I've met some lovely people at lovely gigs.
Would you class meeting me
No.
at a gig
What?
as being like a life-defining moment for you?
No. Definitely not.
Okay.
Worst gigs.
The gig I met you. Worst gig. I've got a few. I think sometimes they can start in a way that just lets you know it's perhaps not going to be the same caliber as other gigs. For example, when you arrive at work and they go to your band, you've got many people in your band.
Yeah.
I have many people in my band. We're grown men.
Yeah.
We need space.
Yeah.
And they go,
where's the dressing room, mate, please?
oh, I'll tell you where it is.
Yeah,
I'll tell you where it is.
Yeah.
Just got to get the key for the disabled changing facilities.
Yeah.
Disabled changing facilities. That sounds unusual.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of disabled acts here? Oh, no. What I mean by disabled changing facilities is the disabled bog. Have a seat. You're there for the next 8 hours.
And it's next to the gents and the ladies.
Yeah.
Where Joe Public is going.
But also what I don't care about that is what happens to the disabled toilet when people need to use
they're going to
it?
wait, mate. They're going to have to wait because I'm sitting in my changing room.
Have you tried to sit 5 people in a disabled toilet? Have you ever done it? We had to have it written into our contract with the band. We had it written in the contract because it was happening so often.
Right.
A disabled toilet does not constitute as a dressing room.
Yeah, I have had that. I have had to change in toilets. It's not fun.
I don't mind changing in toilets.
I do.
No, I haven't got an issue changing in toilets.
Well, you've got to put your stage clothes on.
I'm talking about for the ones where you get there and you're on in 15 minutes and it's a case of you just get there, you do your sound check, you sit in your car for a little bit and then you, I don't know, whap your snakeskin trousers on and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt.
You're on.
I'm ready. It's show business. But I find as well that the bigger the gig, sometimes the worse you're treated. If you're doing a tiny gig, and you're not expecting a huge amount from it, and you rock up and you're looked after and you're fed and all that sort of stuff, and then you can do huge, I'm not going to name them because please book me for next year, but you do these huge gigs, and we've done it before where they put us in a shed or something like that with a lawnmower, and we've been sat there for 8 hours.
We've been lucky. We've had the trailer treatment. That when
I haven't had a trailer since I've done stuff on telly, but when I had the trailer, it was...
Gotta get a new agent, mate. Bad gigs on stage. I've had a few where monitors and stuff like that have just cut, so your people out front don't realize anything's going wrong, or in-ears have cut and
That's
stuff like that.
That's the pro in you, though. If they don't realise stuff's going wrong.
Well, I guess they don't hear anything's going wrong. What they essentially see is this.
What I love about when something goes wrong, and when it goes really, really, really wrong on stage, is that time slows down. 5 seconds of something going wrong feels like an absolute eternity. We were doing a gig in Tonbridge, and we were in Tonbridge, and the band, it's a new band. We've not played with them before. They've sort of come together for this one gig because we're not doing any band gigs after or before. So it's a scratch band that's come together. And they play along to a click track, which is like all the other instruments that the band can't play. So if we haven't got strings, if we haven't got, I don't know, synthesizers, they're already playing, and the band enhance that. Yeah,
and they play to a click, which goes...
That's it, to keep them in time. Yeah. I sometimes have that in my ears because I've got absolutely zero rhythm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, none at all. None at all.
Wow. You do a bit of dancing.
Yeah, that took such a long time to learn.
Did it?
Yeah, when I got the job and I had to do some dancing in it, I was like, this is going to take me a long time. It took me weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. Yeah, I can do it. I pick it up much slower.
Yeah, I'm a great dancer.
I asked you to learn a 5 dance routine for the end of one of the Saturday night shows, and you said no. And subsequently, I then had to go back to the other 10 people that were in the show and tell them we're not doing it because you're not doing it.
Remember that time I left in the middle of...
I do remember.
I made a cup of tea.
I do remember that,
But I only did that. I did come back. I mean, it was going on and on a bit. But I did... What song was that?
Never forget. There was a play out on Take That week.
No, that's why I did it. That wasn't the week that I left for a cuppa. That was the week I went.
Was it The Greatest Showman?
I completely went. No, I didn't do that week.
Didn't you?
I can't find my top hat. In the Take That week that you did.
Yeah.
I remember I texted you and I was like, I'll do Back for Good. I know Back for Good. It's acoustic guitar-y.
It's complicated, isn't it? It's complicated.
But I'll be good on that one because it's their best song. So I was like, banging, I'm having that one. And I can't do the dance routine to Pray. I probably could.
I can't really. I've been getting away with it for a decade. But going back to the worst gig, so we're on stage with this band in Tonbridge.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, no,
I
it's fine.
completely interrupted. Take that out. Yeah, go.
We won't take it out. I'll leave it in.
Okay.
I'm doing anything for material at the moment. So we're doing this gig, and obviously the click tracks, which have got the strings and everything on it like that, they're playing away. The gig's going really well. It was a much bigger one than we were expecting. We've just turned up, and we weren't expecting there to be, I don't know, I think there might have been 7,000 or 8,000 people there. Which is quite a lot, but we weren't expecting that many people. We thought it would just be a normal gig.
Yeah.
And we sort of sat on the stage, ironically for Back for Good, which you've just mentioned.
Yeah.
And one of the guys in the band, Nick, he's just got fear in his eyes. And he just goes, he turns to the bloke who's playing Gary Barlow. I'm going to take that tribute for anyone who is late to the party here.
Yeah.
And he just turns to him and he says, I need to talk to you.
Oh.
So I'm like, I know there's a problem. And he turns to me and he goes, you've got a pad. So I'm doing what I do in the podcast now. And I'm standing at the front of the stage going to 7,000 people, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Yeah. What have you been up to? How's your mum?
What's your favourite Take That song?
Yeah. Anyone here like Take That?
So at this point, we realised that the click tracks are all wrong. They're not the click tracks at all. They're backing tracks. So Nick and the guys are talking to the band, and the guy in the band's like, it's okay, we'll play along with them if they're backing tracks. Then they find other click tracks, but they're all in the wrong keys. So the band that have been put together have learned all this material that is now in a different arrangement or in a different key.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can go up there in worse gigs.
We got away with it, but at that particular time, I've never been on stage and gone, what do you do? Because
Danny, do a bit of magic, mate. Magic Dan.
Produce us some clicks that are correct.
Yeah. Get your Anki out, mate.
But other than stuff like technical stuff that goes wrong, like you said, when monitors drop out and stuff like that I think obviously can ruin a gig.
I think that always becomes the worst gig for you, and sometimes the best gig for the public, because they're
you're
kind
trying
of
harder as well.
Yeah. You put a bit more into it.
Like when it rains, have you done a gig where it absolutely throws it down?
Yeah, but also I did a terrifying one. It's like a ladies' day or a
perfect for you.
Yeah, for the ladies. Hello, ladies.
It me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the worst. Like a ladies' day. I don't think it was a ladies' day though, but like a day at the races kind of day where they watch the races and then you're playing when it finishes. And it was pouring down, and it was like, I don't know that anyone's gonna want to stand in the rain and watch the band play anyway. Yeah. And then add to that, you're playing, you have pedals. So the band is like, the stage is soaking.
Yeah, everything you've got is now
and
at risk.
Everything's got a lead. It's like everything's got a lead on it, and it's
plugged into something that has electricity running through it. Yeah, there's that danger.
So that was a pretty. In the end, it didn't go off, and it didn't go off because it didn't go on. Sorry, the gig, because 10 minutes before we were due to go on, something went on the side of the stage.
I've just remembered an absolute corker.
Go on.
So it's a race course, and I'm not going to say which race course it is because
you want to go back.
Well, not really, but it was that bad. So we rocked up at the race course and we sound checked. And at race courses, you have to sound check most of the time at stupid o'clock in the morning before the horses get there because they get spooked.
Yes, correct.
You don't want to spook a horse. You ever spooked a horse?
No, mate.
Of course you haven't, because you love animals. That's right.
Animals, yeah.
So we get there early, we do the sound check, and we're backstage, and the sound man comes in about 2-3 hours before we go on. And this is a big race course. There are thousands and thousands of people there.
Okay.
And he comes backstage and he goes, have you guys got a mixer? Like a desk for sound? And we went, yeah. He went, because I'm having a bit of a problem with mine. Can we look at yours in case mine doesn't work? And what they've done is they've got a generator, because a lot of these things haven't got like power supplies outside ready to do it. And the generator has blown his mixing desk. Now, we don't know that, so we lend him ours, he plug ours in, blows ours as well.
Oh, great.
So now there's, I don't know, however many thousand people outside, and we know that the gig isn't going to take place. And the audience are quite drunk, and they're starting to get a little bit restless.
Right.
So
what time are we at?
At this point, probably about 45 minutes, half an hour before we're due to go on stage.
Okay.
So they managed to get a microphone working. They'd never get enough for our 5 mics to work or for, music to play, but they get enough for a mic to go out for somebody to make an announcement. Now, I don't know if this guy was an organizer or a punter, but he comes out on stage and he's drunk.
Okay.
And he's like, right, guys, we've got some technical difficulties, and they start booing. We're going to try and fix it, but wow,
it's not looking good.
Yeah, that type of thing. No. And then he goes and he realizes he's losing him. So he goes, how about we all do the Okie Kokie? And he starts singing the Okie Kokie. And they're like,
legend.
Things are flying now. And then out of nowhere, he goes, right, do you want to see Take That? And everybody screams, yeah. And he goes, you got no chance. And he walks off stage like this.
This guy's a legend.
At this point, the organisers that aren't drunk are backstage, and they went, okay, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to get the police. Because when it is actually announced that you're not going on stage, we fear that the audience are going to turn.
Why aren't you going already?
Because our cars are to the side of the stage where we would have to physically walk past the audience to get into our cars. We're right at the back of the stage. So they would see it happen. And the organisers were convinced that as soon as they told this drunk audience that it wasn't happening, that they were going to turn.
Okay.
So we're in costume ready to go.
Faith in humanity, they call that, my friend.
Yeah, we're in costumes ready to go, and then they go, as
I
a
love that as well, because they're probably like sparkly costumes.
Oh yeah, we're in sequins up to the nines. Like you can't escape. You can't escape in sequins. And then this drunk guy comes backstage and goes, "Can you guys go on stage in your costumes and tell them that the show's not happening?" And we went, "Absolutely not.
Yeah,
absolutely not." So the police came, they made the announcement, and then we were literally put under coats and taken to our vehicles
like
and
the
left.
real Take That.
But it was horrific.
Hey
it
guys,
was so
how amazing
scary.
is this? We're like the real Take That.
But then we that wasn't what we were saying. When we
Get in the car!
Pretty much. Get out. But we got in the cars and obviously then all rang each other and we were like, so we haven't done the gig. We have no idea if we can get out of this car park without being killed. We have no idea if we're going to ever get paid for it. And also, we've got a gig the next day.
What about your desk?
That we can't do because the mixer's blown. Desk. So,
oops.
It was an awful, awful gig.
Well, I feel bad about moaning about changing a disabled toilet now.
Yeah, at the beginning of this.
Yeah.
Other than that, I had a girl. She was a.
What for the people? That's great. You're doing that.
Strong.
You're doing that great for YouTube.
She was strong.
Okay.
Yeah. A strong bird.
Yeah.
She got up on stage with me.
Right.
Grabbed me around the neck.
Lovely.
Grabbed me around the waist.
First thing you always do when you meet someone.
That's exactly what I said to her.
She awkward turkey do via the neck.
Listen, love. Can't I buy? Actually, I was like, listen, love. Can't I buy your dinner first?
Weirdly, I turned into Johnny Vegas.
What happens when I'm on stage is I do turn into Johnny Vegas when I'm being strangled by a woman. Okay. So yeah, and I got off stage afterwards and said to the security, I was like, guys, did you not see that lady? I presume she was a lady. Did you not see that lady who was sucking the life out of me on stage? And they went, oh, we thought she was part of the show.
Sucking the what, mate? Hey, hey-oh.
I just want to feel real love.
Yeah. God, he was really good at feel, wasn't he? Really sounded like Robbie.
If Robbie was Johnny Vegas. But that's all I've got, really. All I've got is really bad technical stuff and people deciding that they want to get on stage and be part
I do get
of the
a bit.
show.
I'm not great with people getting on stage only because when you have a guitar, there's nothing you can do, especially if it's at the point
your hands are taken care of.
Yeah, and what's normally the point they want to get on the stage is not the point where like the whole band is playing. It's normally the point where Carl's on his own, and it's a really good opportunity to put your arm around Karl and go, "Hey, sing along. This is lovely and great." Yeah, and what they tend to do is it gets to the chorus and they take the mic. But I'm playing.
You're playing the song, so you can't defend yourself.
Stop playing, and it's dead silence, and they're like, "Oh, he's really not fun, is he? He's not fun at all." Or they take the mic, and I kind of have to go with it. Yeah. And
it's that thing, isn't it? When they're in the audience, and
so if you're watching, don't come on stage.
The problem is, as well, certainly I don't know if it's the same at your gigs, but my gigs. But if one person gets on stage.
Oh, it's free. It's
floodgates.
Yeah.
Floodgates
Party
open.
Central.
Floodgates open.
And it's kind of, it does, the worst thing is sometimes it's kind of fun and it's not, it's nice and someone just kind of wants to like.
Yeah, listen, yeah.
Have a bit of fun and stuff.
I think that's it. But I think what people don't understand, not to make it super serious, but what people don't understand is.
I'm trying to do a job.
Number one, trying to do a job. But number two, my emotions are amplified on stage. Because I'm nervous or my adrenaline's up.
Yeah, you said you get really nervous, don't you?
Myself. Absolutely, yeah. Doesn't matter if it's a tiny gig.
40 years into doing this.
I'm what?
30 years into doing this.
Stop trying to make people think I'm old. Sorry, I'm not old. I'm young and I'm tall.
Yeah. Go on.
I forgot where I was going with that now.
You were saying that sometimes your emotions are high, you're a bit nervous.
I think so, yeah. And what happens then is you react to things in a completely different way. Like I've done a gig before where like a couple of lads have got on stage and you catch them out your peripheral and you're like, I don't know what they're here. They're going to push me off the stage. Are they going to, you know what I mean? You don't know what's going to happen. You always assume, or I always assume, the absolute worst in those scenarios. Yeah, don't get on stage.
They do have a tendency to grab junk.
Oh, mate.
What's the one, right? Check this. This is moaning Karl coming out to play now. You started something.
It is not like you to moan.
Because I do have a tendency to moan. What's the deal with ladies coming on stage?
Yeah.
Grabbing your junk. I mean, good job to get your junk. Hey-o. But,
oi, oi.
So they like grabbing your junk, and then the bouncers or the security guards saying, "Oh, all right for some, innit? Oh, that was bloody brilliant, mate. All right for some."
They do.
It's like, no, mate, it wasn't.
They do tend to say that.
They were really aggressive. My wife would not like this.
I think we're laughing about it, but there is an element to it where, I don't know, for me, for costume reasons, not through choice, but I had to wear a kilt for the best part of 12 months.
Oh, okay.
And underneath the kilt, I had a pair of pants with a tiger that my mum had embroidered on, because you can't get them made. Like, you can't buy them, you have to have them made. And
I love it that you just told everyone your mum did it for you, though.
She did.
Brilliant.
She did. Right. She ironed the patch on, and then she went, "This just won't stay. I'll have to sew this on. It just won't stay." And I had 3 pairs.
Right.
And
just in case your junk burst out of them.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. But I used to come on stage, and I'd sing the first song, and then as soon as the first chorus would kick in, I'd lift the kilt
I'm
up.
losing them.
The audience, I'm losing them. Here it is. And I would show them the tiger pants.
There they are. I got them again. We're all right.
I'd show them the tiger pants, and that for me would be the point where the show had sort of reached its peak, and after that it was all downhill, because I could never get back to that level of intensity. But once I'd showed them the pants, which is a character thing, which is a thing that I did because the person I play does.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing the kilt because the character I play wears a kilt.
Yeah.
As soon as I've done that, it became open season. So although it was a hugely popular part of the show, the part where I showed my pants, as soon as I've done that, then the amount of camera phones that were going up underneath the kilt, or the amount of sort of
upskirting, they call that.
Yeah,
I got genuine. They do it. It's not fun. It's like not. It's not a cool issue, man.
Do I need to speak to a therapist about this?
A little bit. Maybe you need to just lie back on that so the camera's off and have a chat with someone else.
But it happens, and it's a part of it. And I think there was a group of girls who did it, who worked at a popular pharmacist's Boots.
Ooh.
And I just thought, what if I went into Boots, where they're developing all the pictures, and just started grabbing boobs? I'd be in loads of trouble for it. I wouldn't go into Boots and grab anyone's boobs.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not after the last time.
Not after the last time. But yeah, I do think it's
a weird one
because you wouldn't do it at any other place of work. No. You don't see the staff of Greg's popping in some, cheese and onions and steak bakes, and then just going, "Oh, what's that?
Hey-o!
That's my sausage roll."
You've been waiting to say that the whole time.
I've had that ready to go. Lined up in a gun, ready to go.
No, I get it. It's just, yeah, I get it. The jumping on stage thing, it's frightening as well. It's frightening when, you just don't know which way it's going to go, because you don't know these people.
No, you don't. No, you don't. And also, when somebody shouts, "Oh, my brother's a great singer, let him have a go."
Oh, can I tell you
let him have a go.
Can I tell you the one that always gets me is that people say, I play a bit of guitar.
Do they?
Yeah. They say, yeah. Oh, it normally starts with, "That's a nice," and they look at the head really carefully, and they go, "That's a nice Gibson you've got there." I'm like, "Oh, yeah. It's basically like going, "All right, Carl, how's it going?" Like looking at the name.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Oh, that's a nice. I play a bit of guitar." "Oh, do you?" Yeah. Have a go. Well, I'd rather not, mate. If that's all right. "Oh, come on, I'm really good. I play Stairway to Heaven, or I can play Layla by Clapton."
Great song. You didn't have to say Clapton at the end of it.
Well, just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case. So you go, "Oh, okay," because I can't. What people will get to learn about me, if they don't already know it, is that I find it really hard to say no to people.
Yeah.
I find it
That's why Carl's here today.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, I'll go. So you give them the guitar, and they start off and they go, "Oh, this is nice. Nice action on the neck there, mate. This is..." And just fear in my soul.
And you take it back.
Yeah.
But that's...
Or I look at my old man and he just goes, "F*** off." Pretty much. Doug gets involved and he's like, "I'll take that off you,
But
mate."
it doesn't work at any other job. It doesn't work for any other job. You
I
don't...
don't know. Sometimes if the plumber's round, I will go, "Hey, mate, I'll have a go at that."
What is it? £180 an hour?
Yeah.
I'll learn how
to go.
What's it? Just a pipe, is it?
Yeah. Look at that.
I can have a go. That's fine. That's kind of music for you and me.
That's the bad side of music.
The bad side of it.
There's some great.
I've said to you before that we are, I think, incredibly lucky to get to do the job that we do. All those, and there's not that many bad ones.
No, it's just the bad ones are funnier to talk about.
Of course, yeah, of course. But I think
because the good ones make you sound like you're bragging, and that's not the point of it.
No, not at all, not at all. But I think and lockdowns, I think, really made me aware of that. Is it becomes a job, anything you do for a long period of time.
Yeah, for sure.
And I've done it for many years, not the years that you think I've done it for, because I'm not that old. But I think when something like that, when you're not gigging or you're not able to tour or you're not able to do the stuff that you were able to do before lockdown, you appreciate it a little bit more. Yeah. So I think it is important to talk about the really good ones. Like, it's the best feeling in the world when you're stood in front of 20,000 people. Yeah. And every single one of them feels like they're in the palm of your hand. They're on the same energy level as you. They're just responding to you in this sort of fluid way. I think it's very, very difficult to find something that compares to when everything's going right. And I've said to you before, what I really struggle with is it's that. And then the next day, I'm trying to decide what coleslaw I want in Aldi.
Right. Fair enough. Man of the people.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Man of the people.
Aldi's great, mate. Aldi's great.
Yeah.
Where else
I've no doubt.
can you buy like a flatbread pizza and a pair of Crocs in the same aisle? Aldi, mate.
Lidl's.
Yeah, pretty much.
Asda.
Other stores are available. Yeah.
Yes, we should say that. Best gig then. Let's finish it off. Best gig.
What was
one gig each? Best gig.
Okay. What was yours?
Mine was
excellent. So mine. Go on.
We've been super lucky as a band to play. Yes, we've played and as a solo singer as well as the band before we got together, played every dive going to work our way up, right? But then when you finally get the first big festival. Yeah. So our first big festival with major acts, so you had George Ezra, James Bay, Paloma Faith. They were all playing the same festival.
Love a bit of Paloma.
Was Carfest North, but you get Carfest North, Carfest South, exactly like Reading. You get two,
and the bands play.
You play the two. Yeah.
Sure.
The first one that we played was 35,000 people, 30,000 people. Just chocker, as far as you could see, was people.
Yeah.
It was hosted by Chris Evans. We were also playing the after show party.
The Radio 2 DJ or the guy out of Avengers?
Not the Avengers guy that's just shown his winky to the world.
We all
Radio
want it.
2. Although that would have been funnier if I text Chris Evans from Radio 2 and gone, or from he's on Virgin now, from Virgin and gone, shouldn't have shown your winky to the world. I wonder how many texts he had.
Probably.
That's amazing.
Probably lots.
Yeah. Anyway, so 30,000 people.
Yep.
Just, there was a couple of people had Who's Molly t-shirts on, a couple of people holding the banner, because they booked to come see us out of, obviously they were going to get an amazing day of music.
Yeah.
And
James Bay as an aperitif to Who's Molly. Imagine that.
Oh, it was just amazing.
I
was just
can't imagine what it'd be
the
like.
The best feeling ever, because you're playing songs that were written in a kitchen in Swansea.
Yeah.
And, albeit not many, but you're getting X amount of people singing them back to you. And then thousands of others discovering music and kind of getting into it. Because everybody at a festival is there for music anyway. They're there to have fun and be involved. And it's just the best feeling in the world. There's nothing that compares to it. It's the best feeling ever.
I'm just thinking about really, really, really good gig experiences.
Yeah.
When we did, hopefully we get the opportunity to do them again when this is all over. But when we used to do the cruise ships for Royal Caribbean, I always remember going on the first one and them talking about my entrance. Now my entrance,
do you come up?
My entrance has always been from stage left or stage right, or what will happen is the boys will leave after they've done their bit. There'll be a blackout, the band will start to play, and I'll be sort of on the drum riser, ready to go.
Giving it some.
With one spotlight on me, and then, that's a really cool way to enter. And we got on this cruise ship, and they were like, "We've got this platform that drops down, which we can drop down halfway through the final song that the boys are singing.
Yeah.
You'll get yourself onto the platform. They have sort of vertical haze machines that just fire haze up, and then this platform rises, and you'll be revealed."
Yeah.
And I was like,
I'm in.
Where do I sign? How do I do it? But the first time it happened, like I said to you, I got nervous, and we're on a ship that's moving. And I'm on this platform that is also moving, and I can't see because there's so much fog coming out.
Right.
That I can hear obviously what's happening, and I start singing the first bit, and the fog clears, and I'm there. And I saw the footage back from that, and it's one of the very, very few times where I felt like I wasn't watching me. It was like, wow. Because it's a huge orchestra on the ships.
Wow, I'm amazed.
Brass section and all that stuff. And they're playing and they're going mad. And the audience don't know what's happening. And then all of a sudden I've appeared in the middle. And that, for me, I was like, what other job?
If you could get that every gig, how amazing would that be?
I don't know if it'd have the same shine if I could have it every gig.
No?
I'm a bit like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd like to always come out of the floor.
Yeah. Okay. I get what you mean, though.
But yeah, stuff like that. And like you just said, any gig you do, even I do a little one on the Isle of Wight in this tiny little like live music venue cellar thing. And it's like invite only. It's to a handful of people, and I'll sing stuff I've written there. And
Lovely.
It's super personal and on the complete polar opposite scale of playing to 20, 30,000 people. That there still has a real specialness about it that just... it's just phenomenal.
I found doing some Facebook Lives where you just got to talk to people and Instagram Lives quite fun. That's weird.
That's something I'd never done before lockdown.
Right.
And I don't mean the Saturday night show. I mean
like
just doing a live and having a conversation with people. That's something
it's nice though.
I think so.
It's almost something you can't do at a gig because the set list is written. You've tried your best to put the songs in a good order that will please people.
Yeah.
But with a Facebook Live or an Instagram Live, you can go on, and if someone wants to hear something and you read that comment in time, you can just chuck it on and play it.
You can do it and play it, yeah. I think with that, we're probably at the end of...
We have waffled.
End of episode 1.
Wow, it's been fun.
It has been really good. We should say a big thank you to Vinyl Instinct for providing us with the awkward turkey t-shirts that we are wearing today.
Mine's pink, because I always wear my pink hoodie, and everybody, all I ever get is, "Where do you get a pink hoodie from, Carl?" I presume everyone's from South Wales.
My mum said to me when we did the Saturday night show, she was like, "Oh, what is it this week?" I go, "It's Grease Week." She go, "Oh, is Carl going to dress up?" I was like, "No." She went, "I bet he just wears that pink hoodie." I don't know why my mum is now really northern.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
My mum's like Johnny Vegas too.
Good taste.
Why is Carl wearing that pink hoodie? But yeah, thank you so much to Vinyl Instinct. They make loads and loads of cool clothes. And I think they're going to make us some different stuff for us to wear. I presume so. If they do, that'd be lovely.
Lovely. Mine's a hoodie.
Maybe a pink hoodie?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching the first show.
Yeah, thank you to our patrons.
Thank you very much to our patrons who have been in there from the get-go.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I had a good idea.
What's that?
Just really quickly, why don't we, because we need people to review this.
Absolutely. That's the way podcasts work.
Right.
We should have said it at the beginning, but essentially, if you're watching this on YouTube, you don't have to watch it. You can download it.
You need to leave a comment, though, and like on YouTube.
Oh,
so this is the way it works. Subscribe, like, comment. Yeah. That's YouTube. Ticked. Done.
Yeah. Subscribe, like, comment on YouTube.
Yeah. If you're listening on where you get your podcast, then you need to leave a review.
Yeah.
A 5-star review.
A 5-star review.
Anything less, I'm coming for you.
And if you leave a good review, we might have a chat about it on the show.
Yeah, or we might shout it out. But I was thinking on YouTube, what we should do is leave a comment, leave a cool comment, a funny comment, or a nice comment. Perhaps put, let's think of something that they can put.
Okay.
I'm an awkward turkey.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you leave the comment, I'm an awkward turkey, or I love Tom, or I love Carl, one of those.
Yeah, I think I love Tom or I love Carl, and let's see who loves.
Ah,
let's make it a competition.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Then we'll pick one and we'll shout you out.
Yeah,
every week.
Shout them out. But you have to, if you get it on iTunes or if you get it on Amazon or wherever you get your podcast, you have to leave a review. That's how it works.
Correct, sir.
Otherwise, we don't appear in the
other people won't
charts.
find us.
Yeah, and we want to make this big.
Yeah.
We want to make this big.
For sure.
I want to make it a big old turkey. Big turkey.
Ready for Christmas?
Oh, I'm a big turkey. I think I've established an impression I can do that's quite good.
Well,
yeah.
Leave it at that, is it?
Yeah. Okay, should we see each other next week?
Oh, well, possibly.
7 o'clock?
7 o'clock.
Sunday night?
Ciao for now.